What is up, Aries? How are you guys doing? What is good? What it do with you? Time for your weekly check-in. We gonna see what's going on with you guys in the second week of September. Second week of September. September week 2. Here we are. Almost fucking halfway done with the month. Pew! How do you spell pew? That's what I should title this video, isn't it? All right, well, weekly check-ins are just a short, quick, general, energetic overview. If you need a personal reading, you can always go straight to my website, tarotwithrich.com, or you can check the description of the video. There's a link right down there. Let's hop right on into this. I don't want to do a bunch of blabbing. Let's see what we can tell Aries about your situation and the person you're dealing with in the second week of September. Second week of September, Aries. What can we tell Aries for the second week of September? Universe. Show judgment. That was yelling at me the whole time I was shuffling too. So the judgment is like a final decision. Somebody making some kind of final decision. What is the final decision? I don't know. Hang on. Boom, King of Pentacles. It's telling me you're making a decision to let go of this. It's hard though, isn't it? Oh, it's hard. So this is where it gets complicated. I think you're making the decision to put your foot down, put your priorities in order, do what needs to be done, right? And let go of this. But you're still having a hard time letting go, if that makes any sense. It's one thing to make the decision to move on from something. It's another thing to actually let go. That's where it gets a little bit tricky and a little bit complicated. Karmic tie here, obviously. Real strong, real heavy karmic tie. And I think it hurts. This is not an easy decision to make. But you know that dropping this, slamming the door shut on this is what needs to be done. All right? Especially those of you who have been spinning in circles with this person. You know? They've already done showed you time and time and time again. And you're moving past that point. It's starting to kind of feel like wishful thinking. You know? I see the potential, or maybe I'm just making the potential up in my head. But, yeah, I think it's a hard decision to make, but you're doing it. Excuse me. Some of you dealing with a Saggy. Could be a fellow Aries for some of you. I feel like that's your energy, though. And you might just make the decision to explore other options. Maybe some of you have a few other options that you could choose from. All right, well, let's see how they feel about you. How are they feeling about you? What are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions towards you? How does this person feel about Aries, universe? See, this is weighing on them too. They're not letting go of this any easier than you are, trust me. No, they're not. See, now they feel pretty much the same way you feel, honestly. They feel a karmic tie. They're not really able to let go of this either. But see, they got the judgment reversed. first, meaning they're not making the final decision. You know? They're not making that final decision. So this kind of feels like a good old classic case of you learned your lesson, but they didn't learn theirs. Now, I don't know what their lesson was. And at the end of the day, always remember to take this with you on your journey. Everybody that you meet is a lesson. It can be a good thing, a bad thing, everything in between. Try not to get too hung up on worrying what somebody else's lesson is. I don't know who needs to hear that. It's really easy to do. Really, really easy to do. When you ask someone, what did you learn? Most people always talk about what they learned about other people, right? I learned this about those people. I learned that about these kinds of people. I learned not to do these kinds of things for those kinds of people. What'd you learn about you? What'd you learn about you? If you ain't learned nothing about you, you ain't learned shit. All those other things are okay. I'm not saying they're not, but that's the reason why this person's not really learning their lesson. Because they're not learning nothing about themselves. That's why most people don't learn their lesson. Because they don't want to look at what they learn about themselves. You know? So, I guess, does this need advice? That don't sound like it needs advice, but it might. Let's see if any advice wants to come through for Aries. Any advice? Ooh, Emperor, that's you, boo-boo. And the King of Wands. This is basically the major and minor arcana version of the same fucking thing. So, and Aries is the Emperor card. So, okay. Let's talk about what it means to be a good Emperor. The Emperor obviously is the boss. The Emperor is the leader. The Emperor is the one in charge. So what does it take to be a good boss, to be a good leader, to be the one in charge? What's it really take? I tell you what it takes. Knowing what you have control of and what you don't. Oh, the Emperor doesn't have control over every little fucking thing. The Emperor knows. He only has control of a few things. There's a lot of things that he has no control of. And learning what to let go of is key when you're the fucking Emperor. Sometimes you got to let things go and let things fall to the wayside. Learning when to throw in the white towel is key to success in any aspect of life. You ain't gonna win every single battle on your journey up the mountain. Matter of fact, I would personally contend that one of the leading causes of people never making it to the top of the mountain is they get stuck spinning in circles fighting the same fucking battle. When if you would just throw in the white towel, take the loss, and let the moron at the bottom of the mountain claim the trophy, let him be the king of the bottom of the mountain, and you take off, you say, okay, you can have this when you win. You win. I don't want to be the king or the queen of the bottom of the mountain. I'm making my way up this way. You'd have been at the top of the mountain a long fucking time ago. For real, cuz. All right, well, I think most of you have it under control, though. Honestly, I think so. Let's see, what should I read next? I guess let's see what's coming in. Well, hang on. Yeah, let's see what's coming in for the singles. What's coming in for the singles? Anything at all. Anything new coming in. Anything good. Anything bad. Anything at all. Anything coming in. Oh, the singles. Boom, boom. Communication. Cool. Hang on. Some of y'all got an air sign headed your way, possibly. Possibly. Boom. Fool card. Uh-oh. Oops. Banged my knee on my shit. Page of Cups, Page of Swords. Fool card. Kind of feels like something very quick. Quick, sudden, and unexpected is coming in out of nowhere. And something doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right. Something is tingling your spidey senses. You're wondering whether or not maybe this person is playing mind games with you, maybe love bombing you. Something doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right. You highly suspect that maybe this person just looking for a sex-based connection or looking to use you for something. Something. Something, 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 something. And your intuition is just screaming at you. Could be a Capricorn for some of you. Could be a fellow Aries, but I feel like that's your energy all bent out of shape and twisted out of your element. I don't have the card for it here, but it almost feels like it might be a test. I don't have the official card where I normally say you're going to be tested. I don't have that on the table here, but I have all the energy for that, where it does kind of feel like a little bit of a test. Maybe it's somebody very financially well off, you know, showing off all their flashy, fancy things. Something just doesn't feel right about it, though. And you can't quite put a finger on exactly what it is that doesn't feel right. All right, well, now for the moment of truth. T-R-O-O-F, truth. Let's see their feelings, energies, and intentions. Next person coming in for the single Aries. What are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? King of Wands. Let's shuffle this up 3 times. There's 1, 2, and 3. King of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, something is awfully fucking off about this person. Okay. Is something off? Yes. Is it what you think it is? No. But, like you hear me say every time, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter why it feels. This is a prime fucking example of why I say that. Doesn't matter why it's off. Doesn't matter why it feels off. I think this individual, well, first of all, for those of you who end up dealing with somebody that is very superficial, you know, and like to lead with their things and their money and their car and their clothes and all that bullshit, it's very likely that they aren't nearly as financially well off as they're letting on. 9 times out of 10, a person who really got money isn't going to go around showing everybody that they got money. Every now and then, sometimes, you know, but most of the time, not really. I think this person got their heart broke and is out trying to find a new relationship so bad. I don't think they're out trying to play games. That's the thing here. No, they're not out trying to play games, but they are trying to find a new relationship off the back of a fucking heartbreak, you know? So, are they playing games? No. Are they even at a place to connect with somebody emotionally? Abso-fucking-lutely not. So, I don't think it's coming from a bad place, but you definitely ain't seeing them for who they really are. Definitely. Absolutely not. So that's what feels so funny about it. Now, when it all comes down to it, does it really fucking matter if they have good intentions or not? Not really. Not really. You ain't gonna be able to lay no fucking foundation on that energy. Nah, you ain't. Nah, you ain't. Nah, you ain't. Let's see how it plays out. What's the outcome? Sun card. I think you walking the hell away from this right here. You walking away from that. Yup, you putting the brakes on this shit. Skirt. Putting the brakes on it. Paying attention to the feeling. Doesn't feel right. Something feels off. You don't really feel a genuine connection. Something feels and smells phony. Smells like bullshit. You know? And it is. And even if it's not coming from a bad place, what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that kind of energy? What are you going to do with that? They can have the best intentions in the world. I would feel safe betting that the majority of us have been there before, right? I would have a hard time believing you if you say you've never done that. I think we've all done that once. Where you're either just really lonely or you just got hurt and you're just trying to meet some fucking body, right? And you connect with somebody, there ain't no fucking connection. You just want a relationship so bad. You mean well, you want to be honest, loyal, committed, all that stuff, but there ain't no fucking connection there. We're not a vibrational match at all. And when you move on from that, hopefully you do your healing and you get your mind in a better place. You take a look back at it. If you get your mind in the right place, when you take a look back, you'll be like, damn, I'm glad that didn't work. Ain't no fucking way that would have worked anyways, you know? So I think you're going to explore other options. I think a lot of you are using this time to keep your options open. Not attach yourself to anyone. Let's see if that needs any advice. Any advice for the Aries family? Any advice? Any advice? Do. Communication, man. Don't waste too much time trying to overthink a connection. Don't do it. I'm not going to go on the whole lecture here tonight because I'm pretty sure I already told you all this 2 or 3 times in the last month. But when it feels off, don't waste a bunch of time sitting around overthinking why it feels off, because it doesn't matter. When it feels off, something is off. It's either you, it's them, or it's both of you. Very simple. Could be me. Maybe it's me. Okay, well, that means that I'm not in a place to be able to lay a foundation with you anyways. Even if it's me, maybe I'm just broken and paranoid. Well, that means I'm going to sabotage the shit out of this anyways. Maybe it's you. Well, then I definitely ain't laying no foundation with your funky ass if it's you. Or maybe it's both of us. Maybe we are from two completely different vibrational universes, so much so that it's impossible for us to connect at a deep enough level to even begin to pick up what each other's putting down. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter why it feels off. When it feels off like that, it's eventually going to fail at some point. Hey, maybe some of you could get lucky and, build a house of cards and manage to keep it standing for a little period of time. But it's coming. Don't waste a bunch of time when it feels off. Now let me pull the reins back a little bit. I'm not saying that split-second decision, you just take off running as soon as it feels funny. Give it some time. Give it a little bit of time. Right? Maybe it's a little temporary problem. Maybe I'm just having a bad day. Maybe you're just having a bad day. Maybe we're both just having a bad day. Give it some time to see if the energy wants to fall together. A little bit of time. After about a month, though, 2 months max, I think the second month is way too excessive. But just to be fair, 60 days, if something still feels off, it's always going to feel off. Always. Always. So I think a lot of you are on a real good path. You're at that place where you're clearing out the old energy. We're at that point in time right now, y'all. This is where it starts right here. When we're creeping up to the last quarter of the year. See, everybody likes to wait till December to talk about what changes in energy I'm going to make for the next year. It starts now. Now is when everything starts culminating and coming together. Now is when you should start thinking about, okay, well, what have I done so far this past year? And where am I going? What energy has been working with me? What has been working against me? What has potential for growth? What has no fucking potential and is just dead weight that I need to let go of? Now, at the very fucking latest, November, and that's pushing it. I like, just to be safe, around September, October is when we need to start thinking about, okay, let me take a look at this past year so far. What's been working with me? What's been working against me? What has potential to grow? What's just a bunch of fucking dead weight that ain't gonna do nothing but hold me back? And what changes do I need to start looking at making now to clear the way for the next year? So I think a lot of you are right there. Right there. It's Virgo season, man. Virgo season means no bullshit. We cleaning up the fucking mess, cleaning up the energetic clutter, right? Getting everything all nice and organized for getting ready for Scorpio season, death season, for it to all start gradually coming to an end so we can make way for Aries season, the birth of the next cycle. So, all right, y'all. Well, I feel like those were the messages that my Aries family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. I think there was a super chat here earlier, wasn't there? Let me see if I can grab that. Gemma, I think that's how you say your name. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. And I appreciate all of you who tuned in, played along, and showed love, support, and positive feedback. That's what makes my job worthwhile here on YouTube, y'all. I greatly appreciate you. Don't forget to check the description of the video if you are in need of a personal reading, okay? I'm out of here now, y'all. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity.